start the meeting. As president, I'm going to appoint Kenneth P. Zellberger, attorney at law, as the chairperson.
Stand up. Say, I have another appointment.
Excuse me.
Point of order.
Point of order. I have another appointment. I'd like to appoint Lou Simpkin as head of the chairperson for the
meeting.
members.
The members decide who the chairperson is.
The members decide.
I'm a member.
Yes, Lou Simpkin. He is a member.
Let me speak.
Use a microphone.
Is there a second?
No, we don't have.
I second it. You want me to talk?
I have been asked to be the chairperson. So
By whom?
As the chairperson.
By whom?
Of this meeting. Good afternoon, everybody. Again, my name is Ken Zellberger. I am an attorney representing the association for purposes of the annual meeting. The first order of business is to determine whether there is a quorum present.
Point of order,
to conduct
Linda.
business and to hold
He
an
can't
election.
appoint.
And before we
Members
even talk
appoint.
about holding
Just
an
say point of
election,
order.
as many of you know, there was a meeting earlier this year in January, the purpose of which was to have a nominating committee to nominate various individuals to run for the board of directors here today. At that time, and for purposes of the meeting here today and for this year, there are 4 positions available because there is a staggered term. At the time, a quorum was not reached at that nominating
Ask what section of the law.
meeting. Nevertheless, all 5 individuals who desired to run and desired to be nominated were placed on the ballot and were eligible to run. Subsequently, one of the individuals who sought to be elected withdrew their nomination and determined that they no longer wished to run for the election. So for purposes of this afternoon's meeting, there are 4 individuals eligible to vote.
Ask about
to
4
individuals
nominations.
eligible to be on the
Last
board of
meeting and this
directors.
meeting.
And since there are 4 positions, there is no reason and no purpose for having an election for this afternoon. We are not going to be taking nominations from the floor. The nominating process has already been completed. has Been been completed in illegal January. defective. Sir, if you interrupt me, I'm going to ask you to leave. Okay? Do not interrupt me. Okay?
Wow.
For purposes of today's meeting, there are 4 spots and 4 people who are running. So as a result, there will not be an election today. There is no reason to have an election. And on top of that, we've just had a count, and there are, how many people do we have by proxy and in person? How many do we have?
62.
62. In order to have a quorum for purposes of the meeting, there are 30%
Ask him to cite the
of eligible
section of the
voters
law.
needed either in person or by proxy, so that would be 109 votes. We are nowhere near that.
Ask him
So as a result,
specifically what
we are
section of the
not
law
going to conduct
requires a
any
quorum.
business here this afternoon because we do not have a quorum. As a result, I have been requested to name all of the new board of directors, some of which are holdovers and some of which are the 4 individuals who were
Just say
who were
point of order.
previously nominated. Madeline D'Angelo, Susie Ford, Jean Legris, Teresa Capati, Bruce Richard, Sandy Steinberg, Deborah Ulrich. Okay, that's who your next board of directors is going to
Section of
be.
law, what?
What section of the law requires a quorum?
Point of order.
Okay.
Excuse me. Point of order, sir.
Over here.
There's a point of order.
What section of law? Can you please quote it? That
Requires a quorum.
requires a
I'm
quorum.
not.
That requires a
not
quorum
here.
because that's very important.
Okay, well,
720.306.
Wrong.
Wrong. You're wrong.
I'm not
That I know
here
you're wrong.
to have a debate for this afternoon. Okay, I've indicated what our opinion is, what is going to proceed here today. You do not have a quorum here to even conduct an election, so there is not going to be an election conducted. My office has already provided our opinion as to how things
Make
are
your
going
motion to adjourn.
proceed. I have indicated how they are going to proceed.
Make your motion to adjourn.
I congratulate those individuals who are now serving on the board of directors. And again, because there is no quorum, no business is
Make
going
it,
to be
honey,
conducted.
right now, right
Can I
now.
make a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I'll second that.
Well,
Yes, so this
that-
way, people who would like to run and would like to
Vote.
vote, to come in and be nominated from the floor, because the members have not had an opportunity to do that.
Well,
And this is wrong.
okay, ma'am, I'm sorry you disagree. There was
I
a
don't
meeting early
disagree.
in January.
Hold on, listen to him. Listen to him.
Go ahead.
There was a meeting that was held in January. Nominations were taken from the floor.
No, they
No,
weren't.
they were not, sir. They were not. They canceled the meeting. He canceled
Okay,
it.
well, I
Our
stand
wonderful
corrected.
president.
Okay, I stand corrected. At that meeting, a quorum wasn't reached. As a result, in fairness to the membership, anyone at that point who desired to run was automatically given the opportunity to do so.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Prior to that,
Absolutely wrong.
Motion to adjourn, honey. Membership meeting.
Membership meeting, we
Motion to
make a
adjourn.
motion to adjourn it, and someone has seconded it.
Second.
It's a membership
We need
meeting.
30 days. How many days do we need?
60.
We need 60 days.
How does that help you adjourning the meeting? You can't nominate.
Don't discuss it. Don't
I don't
discuss
need to
it.
discuss it with her.
Well, we'll,
See, he's saying you have to count. Motion to adjourn.
Attorney appointed,
He's running the meeting.
they appointed him.
so for that, if there's a second, if the membership would like to take a vote by a show of hands, how many people wish to adjourn the meeting?
Raise your hands, guys. Raise your hands, guys. What's done is illegal. You're smart if you get your hands up. You're foolish if you don't.
To a future date to be determined. Again, but no election is going to take place because those individuals who were previously nominated, who previously threw their head into the ring in January, we're not going to go through that process again.
And end up in arbitration.
Arbitration says you will.
There you go. Arbitration, there you go.
A lot of confusion here. The way this community ran for almost 30 years was we had our annual meeting in January. And then we had our election meeting in February. The annual meeting did not call for a quorum. The election meeting did. And I'm sure some of you will recall that the last meeting I presided over was an election meeting. We had a quorum and people were leaving. I asked everyone not to leave because the election could not be completed or ratified if they left. I went out after them. I think some of the wording in 72306 assumes or presumes that the annual meeting and the election meeting are one and the same. And since I left, that's what they have tried to do. But it's never been made clear, I don't think, to a lot of people that these were separate meetings prior to 2012, whenever it was. So I hope that clears up things for people. This is an election meeting, basically, combined with the annual meeting.
I'd like to make a comment. I'd like to make a comment as a member. We can adjourn the meeting to another date. It will not result in an election. It would only be a meeting if we reach quorum to discuss business of the association. However, we would have to, unless we agree to a date here, we would have to do another mailing. It would take, probably
Allison.
$350, $400 for a mailing.
Make a comment that the
all you're gonna be
arbitration
discussing
will
is
say
what
there
you
will
would
be another
discuss
election.
in an informal meeting later on. I mean, that's those are my comments on the issue.
Arbitrator will decide there will be another election.
Why don't we turn this into a town hall?
We can have a town hall meeting. We can have one.
Stand up, be recognized.
We can always schedule a town hall meeting. Okay, that's not to be decided at this point, but, you know,
There could be another election if the arbitrator holds one. Therefore, this needs to be adjourned until the arbitrator rules.
Question, moving forward, whether you want to call a town hall meeting or a membership meeting, why is it what we do when everyone has the ability, you know, is informed? I mean, instead of having the 60-something people, wouldn't it be nice if there were more people given advance notice so that they can participate?
I think
Step up.
that we could.
They're gonna cut it off.
In the future, and not too distant future, we could have a town hall meeting. I would recommend that we have it in the evening when most people can attend. Get the word out that it's just a town hall, we're gonna discuss.
There's a motion on the
whatever's
floor.
on our
This is
mind,
not germane to the
and,
motion.
We'll do that, and I think we can discuss.
Point of order.
Discuss that at the next, as soon as I'm through, you know, then we can discuss that at the next board meeting, actually.
Go, Allison. Go, Allison.
There's a motion on the floor, and
And as you understand, when there's a motion, there's a second, and then there's discussion.
There has
We're
been-
in the discussion. act.
Germaine,
I understand that we're not going to have an election, and I understand all of that. Was there an agenda of any
What?
other business or this meeting that we, in order to know whether I would like to adjourn or not, was there another agenda, and is there anything we can usefully discuss?
it was published.
My understanding that after we finish this membership meeting aspect of it, we're going to go into the organizational meeting. But nothing precludes the membership that is here to have any kind of meeting they want to, but it's an informal meeting, it's like a town hall meeting, and nothing is binding on it. If, you know, the only, you know, if you're going to adjourn, you have to hope you're going to get 108 people at the next meeting.
See, he's trying to discourage adjournment.
An informal meeting or a town hall meeting, you don't have quorum.
He's
It's just
politicking.
people interested in the association.
He's out of
coming
order.
together and
He's
discussing
out
what's
of
going
order.
on.
He's only a member.
okay, excuse me.
I'm not sure I
Well,
understand.
you mentioned earlier that a town hall meeting is more formal, this discussion, and nothing is binding.
Sure.
But if we have our membership meeting, is there anything that can have that that's more binding than this?
Sure, official business can be taken, committees can be appointed, all kinds of
Allison, right now you have the lawyer stumped. He's
I
stumped.
think the point essentially
You're ahead of the
is,
game.
You know, even today, you have a number of people here if you want to have informal discussions or that sort of thing. But it's not-
That's called
certain
distraction.
official action cannot
He's trying to
take
distract
place. There
everybody.
can be- You're here, there certainly can be informal discussions, which can be, you know, perhaps considered at a future meeting, but, you know, but that's-
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Are you trying to discourage the membership from staying for an election? There could be an election if the arbitrator decides to go forward. We have the paperwork ready to do that.
If you file a challenge and the
Yes.
arbitrator says we have to do this, this, and this, obviously we're going to follow the arbitrator's ruling. But until that happens, you know, that's all, you know.
Yeah, just like the recall was up in the air.
Go with it.
Spend the money.
Here we
Does
go
everybody
again.
understand, an arbitrator, the last arbitrator cost us $20,000. Do we want to do that again?
Yes,
Yes,
I guess so.
yes.
A small minority want to do that. And then the rest of us have to
If
stay
you're
for
not
it.
willing to follow the rules, then we'll.
Well, all you have to do, all he has to do is follow the rules. Follow the rules and this wouldn't happen. You
You're out of
don't
order.
follow the
Excuse me, you're out of
rules.
order.
Oh, I thought you're not the chairperson. You can't make that call.
All in favor of adjourning the meeting to its future date, raise your hand.
Raise your hands. Future adjournment.
The motion was to adjourn the meeting
favor of adjourning the meeting?
Again?
Adjourning the meeting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a majority. It's a majority. It's an easy majority.
Such an asshole.
It's an easy majority.
Well, here comes the one that started it.
I was just going to say, who made the motion to adjourn?
Linda made the motion.
I just do what you tell me. I don't understand.
Linda, stand up. Tell her you made the motion to adjourn.
Vote on whether we're going to adjourn this meeting. The annual meeting.
Now he's gonna open another meeting.
The vote has already occurred.
It's done.
It's done.
The ramifications are you will have a meeting in the future to discuss official business where the board of directors and management can take certain actions. That's it. That doesn't preclude you from having informal discussions here today.
The vote is done.
Be good.
Just be good. Don't look for trouble. We'll say whatever has to be said by proxy.
So this meeting is adjourned.
Very good.
Very good.
Now what?
Good.
Organizational meeting now. Meeting's adjourned. Meeting's adjourned. Meeting's adjourned. Now we're gonna have an organization meeting. Would the board members please come to the...
Bruce is still president.
Last year, for listening, this was an open meeting. Since we were conducting it in public, we called it to order at 3:30. We had nominations for president, Madeline self-nominated, and Jean and Sandy nominated Bruce. We had a 5-to-1 vote for Bruce as president, with Madeline voting against. So Bruce is president. For vice president, we had Sandy nominated Jean LaGriss. There were no other nominations. Vice President Jean LaGriss. For secretary, Jean. And for
something called Robert's
Sandy
Rules of
Steinberg.
Order.
There were no other nominations.
They don't follow
Sandy
Robert's
is
Rules of
secretary.
No, they don't. No, they don't give a shit.
Since we
They
had
do what they want to
appointed
do.
a treasurer at the last board meeting, we will reappoint the treasurer at the next board meeting. There being no other board business, the members of the board, President Bruce Richard, Vice President Jean LaGriss, Secretary
The
Sandy
president is
Steinberg,
illegal.
treasurer will be nominated. Other board members, Teresa Picotti, Deborah Ulrich, and Madeline Andrea. Okay. That is your board for 2015. The motion to adjourn.
Going back.
Oh, it's the board, I'm sorry.
If you follow the rules, if you follow